Okay, the final step that we need to do is create a customer invoice, and this invoice is being set up for the iPad. If you notice, there's a signature field, and this is what the delivery driver would take out into the field and have the person sign off when they've delivered the coffees. So what we don't have at the moment, first of all, is we don't have a table to hold all of the GST. So if you go into File, Import Records, and you go back into your order info, and this time we're going to select the State GST tab, and you all will have to go to a new table. I've already set one up, but you have to do new table, and also make sure you've checked that don't import first record. And then click on the import button and it should create a table for you. I'm going to hit cancel because I've already set mine up. And when you go into there, you'll have just the state and the GST rating. So that's the first thing that you need to have. The second thing we need to do is a little bit more complicated. We're going to need to set up an invoice table. And that is going to hold just our invoice number, the customer username, and the delivery charge. So if you all go into File, Manage, Database, and on your Tables tab, I want you to create a new table called Invoices. So type the name Invoices and create. And that table is going to contain all of these fields listed. So we'll look at them individually. The first one is an invoice number, and that's a number type field, and I want it to be an auto enter serial number. So if I click on the options, I've created serial number and generate on next value. I picked a number that it would start with at 1,000. I've already imported mine, or sorry, 1,500. So I've already imported mine. So if you just put in there 1,500 or make up a number that you want it to start with so that it's not starting with invoice number 1. That just makes it look more professional. So mine was set on 2002 because I've already imported some records. Okay. The next thing you want is customer username, and that will just be a text field. We need to have a subtotal field, and for right now, I just want you to create a subtotal field and leave it as a number field because we're going to have to make our relationship before we can actually make the rest of these fields. Delivery charge is a number field. And we can have it auto enter data into there. So I've clicked on the options auto enter data 3 because we're just going to say that the delivery charge is $3. And if we decide we change our delivery charge at a later date, for the next round of invoices we can just change that to say $3.50 or $4 or $1 if we're having a special on delivery, and that will just auto enter as it creates. The GST on order, again, right now you just create that as a number field because we'll do the calculation once we've set up our relationships. Total, make that a number field to start, so we have those. And on the signature, make that a container field. And once you've set that up, all those up, then you go into your relationships. So these are our 4 tables. got our coffee ID table, our customer list table, our invoices table, and our state GST table. So they're all going to go back and relate to the customer list. So coffee ID should relate to coffee ID from the customer list. The state, that's the thing that will relate the GST to the customer list, and our username field will relate to the users in the customer list. So we have those relationships set up. And I will click OK. Now to get our invoice numbers and our customer usernames to be in here and automatically generated, let's go ahead and make a new layout. So if you say Manage Layouts, I'll create a new layout, and I'll call this Invoice List 2 because I already have one for the computer, and I'm just going to make it a table. And show records should be showing invoices. Now click Finish. And then you can choose what things that you want to appear on this layout. Really all we need is the invoice number, the customer username, and the delivery charge. So I'll do that plus the delivery charge. Now you won't have anything there yet because you don't have anything in your invoices table yet, but mine showed up automatically because I already have them. So once you have that layout, I'll show you how to import your usernames, and it should auto-generate your invoice numbers and auto-generate your delivery charge for you. So in this, File, Import from a file, and we're back to our coffee order info. Customer list for database. And the only thing that we want, so the rest of these should be clicked so they're off, so they will not import. We just want username to go into username. That's all we need. The rest of them are going to be automatic calculations or auto import. And we'll, again, don't import the first record because it contains field names. And click Import. Now it will ask you to perform auto enter options while importing. So please do that because that's what's going to make the invoice number and the delivery charge. And when you click OK, it will import all of them. Now I now have double because I've already imported it once, but I wanted to show you that. So get that portion of it done, and then the next video will show you how to create the calculations.